Alafia, everyone. Welcome. You're about to tune in to the Shadow as a Muse Masterclass. Now, this masterclass goes really deep into grief work, into heart work, and into finally allowing yourself to feel comfortable with being seen, not just posting and just going and burning yourself out, but more so from a space of expressing what your heart has always been dying for you to express. Now, before we get into this masterclass, I want to, of course, remind you that this is a prerequisite, if you will, to Renaissance. Now, Renaissance is a 2-month container. We have one group workshop every 2 weeks. This is to give you ample time in between each workshop to actually implement these things into your business, as well as post, because we'll be doing posting prompts as well. We also have weekly group coaching every Wednesday, 4 p.m. EST, as well as weekly group co-working sessions as well every Thursday, 4 p.m. EST as well, every week. So one group workshop every 2 weeks, then we do have those 2 standing appointments every single week. Now, this is to ensure that we actually get your business from point A to point B. And even if you don't know what exactly you want to start yet, this workshop will help you. And of course, Renaissance will help you birth something incredible and beautiful as well. The reason why I created Renaissance is because I've been seeing way too many people flailing with their business, with their work, with their art, and feeling really burnt out. And in this 10-step formula, we eliminate that burnt outness, okay? And we actually create from our own authentic, erotic expression. So this is equal parts alignment work, heart work, trauma work, as well as business and marketing work. All this condensed into one space. So I hope to see you there and enjoy the class. I'm going to go into gallery. If I can figure it out, child. There we go. Okay, beautiful, beautiful people. Okay, so raise your hand if you already have a business or have a business in mind. Already have a business or a business in mind. Raise your hand. Oh, I love that y'all doing the virtual hand. Okay, beautiful. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And I want you to just put in the comments, be honest, how do you feel about it right now? What's your like favorite thing about it right now, and what's the most frustrating thing about it right now? Tell me in the comments. Let's see, and then I'll do speaker. Beautiful. Blocked, visibility, meh, yeah. Sales are frustrating. Right now, I love the vision. Ooh, here we go. But struggle with the execution of it and bringing it to life. Yeah. The question is, for those of us who already have a business, and it's okay if you don't, today's class is really, we're going to, of course, touch on business, but today's class is going to be a lot about the emotional work, the heart work, the anahata work, of course. Flexibility, unsure, not seen. Flexibility equals love. Consistent income is a struggle. Yeah. Brittany, you have something, please, my love. I know you too well. The shadow band is real. Clarity. Favorite creative work and learning about the art of business. Least favorite uncertainty, but this is more of a temporal thing. I'm in my waiting period. Okay. I'm revamping after the current administration room ID. I own community work. I'm trying to support folks. Ooh, going a little too fast. Support folks getting to the root. And F the shadow band. Yeah, 100%. In the void, holding on to my purpose and my why. Yeah. Completely understandable. And I want to start off this entire, one more. I'm in love with the concept and can definitely see the value. Y'all going fast, y'all. But I'm terrified of having to rely on as a major source of income. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I want to make it clear that this is a very safe space, as all the spaces that I create are. But I want you to understand that there's no toxic positivity here. There's no ignoring what's actually happening in the world here. There's none of that. And understanding, too, that whatever your purpose is, whatever your business is, whatever your offering is, it's not the wrong time for it I know many people really feel like, well, maybe if I was born in a different time, or maybe if I had different circumstances, or whatever the case is, it would be easy. I want to remind you that this specific life that you have reincarnated into, it has perfectly positioned you for this. And I know it's really hard for us to hear, because we've seen a lot of us, especially those of us who started businesses back in 2018, 2019, right? A lot of us have seen tidal waves of really good months, really good years, and things moving to the other side of the spectrum, right? So it can feel like we have all the odds against us, but we need to understand that this pressure that a lot of us feel, it is meant to push our creativity forward. It is meant to push our authenticity forward. It is meant to push us to new levels and to new heights of our own erotic creativity. And so I know it can be really hard sometimes to feel the weight of the world and just see what's happening. But I want you to understand that all of these things that you feel, from anger to sadness, depression, all these different things, they're all a call from within to create the balance that you truly want to see. Of course, we look to the outside and we ask ourselves what frustrates us the most about this reality, what frustrates us the most about this current paradigm. But also the work that is really crucial that we are doing here in this space is looking within and asking ourselves, what are the things that we are not choosing to look at within ourselves? Our darkest secrets, our most taboo desires, all of those things. And in our ability to honestly and clearly look at ourselves from a different lens, from a different space, what ends up happening is that we end up collaborating with the deepest parts of ourselves, of our shame, or of the things that we're really deathly afraid of people finding out about us. And what ends up happening after that is the new level of our business, is the new level of our offerings. But this is the work that a lot of people don't want to do, because it requires a new level of vulnerability. And I know so many of you guys, obviously, I would say honestly, all of you guys here and people who are watching this later are leaders. And it can be so fucking scary as a leader to say, I don't have it figured out, to say, I don't know something, to say that I'm deathly afraid of something. We talk about this so often in the Oasis School, that being a leader doesn't mean being perfect. It means being clear. It means being honest. It means leading from a space of clarity, not false hope, not lies, not false confidence. And so all that it takes to be the person who you already are is that clarity. Even if that clarity means I'm confused, I don't know, even naming that and resolving that truth within ourselves, it mends this split in the psyche that we call shame. It mends this split in the psyche that we call guilt. Clarity, truth happens when the head and the heart are in alignment. But the more that we fight ourselves with these things, with the taboo, with all these things that we don't want to look at within ourselves, the farther and farther that we stray away from our own blessings that are trying to find our own personal authentic signal. So this class, y'all I don't know where that came from, okay? It came through. But this class is going to be about how to tap into that, how to reach that space of clarity. So we're going to start. We're about 9 minutes in. So beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to have to keep admitting people. If y'all have been with me for a while, then you know that they've changed some things in Zoom around. So I don't know how to disable the waiting room. If one of y'all knows, please let me know. But it's okay. We'll just keep on rolling. So as always, we're going to start with a little bit of a meditation. Yes, this will always be recorded. Let me make sure it's recorded. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. We're going to start with a little bit of a meditation. For those of you guys who are just coming in, make sure that you have water. Make sure that you have a pen and paper. We'll be doing a few written exercises, and I will also be calling on case studies. So if you want to be a case study and say you want to remain anonymous, then please change your name to something random that you're fine with, being called for your anonymous, thing. But if you're okay with your name being said, then you can keep your name as it is. And as we begin to move into meditation, I know I asked y'all to raise your hand if you already had a business. If y'all can just put your hands down, like virtually, because we'll be moving forward and doing Q&A and stuff like that at the end, okay? Thank you, my love. Okay, so I'll look into that in just 1 second. We're going to move on with the meditation now. All right, y'all. So we're going to just take a moment and close the eyes. As you take a deep breath in, begin to rub the palms together. Deep breath in through the nose. Let it out with a big ass sigh. Another breath, deep breath in through the nose. Let your lips flutter out. Feeling the energy rise between the palms, feeling the warmth. Another deep breath in through the nose. Last time here as you begin to slow down the shaking or the rubbing of the palms. Deep breath in. And release. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart here. And breathe. Wherever you are, whatever today has brought you, with your next breath, allow yourself to release the day and just drop in to this moment, to this space. As you feel your heartbeat, as you feel the breath going deeply into the stomach, begin to ask, what is an intention you'd like to set for today's session? Is there something that maybe you'd want to release or clarity you'd like to reach? Maybe it's one word or maybe it's a sentence. But allow your mind to begin to focus on one intention. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, you can allow your hands to fall to your knees. Continue to keep your eyes closed. Focusing on the breath. Maybe make sure that the shoulders are relaxed, that the jaw is unclenched. And I'm going to ask you a question, and whatever answer comes up in your mind, in your heart, I want you to trust it 100%. Don't question it. Just allow it to flow. The question is, what is the dream? What is the vision that you cannot ignore, that you know you want to bring to life? What do you see? Begin to see not just yourself creating this, but see everyone who would benefit from you creating, bringing this thing to life. How do you feel when you see all the people who will benefit from this dream coming to life? Do you feel gratitude, hope, peace? As you hold this vision and tap into how you would feel, notice, where do you feel this feeling in your body? And with every breath, begin to breathe into this feeling in your body. Maybe this feeling of gratitude, joy, relief, celebration. Breathe into it, and with every breath, allow it to get bigger and bigger. Hold this vision for about 1 more minute. See everyone who would benefit, all the lives that would be changed. Again, breathe into this energy 1 more time, taking a deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holding the breath here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And release a sigh of relief. And out. Now begin to take your 2 fingers on both of your hands here, and you can gently open your eyes to a soft gaze and look to me. And just begin to tap around the heart space. Now I want you to just say, don't think. I want you to be honest and allow the feelings to flow. But I'm going to ask you a question as we tap, and I want you to answer out loud. Don't worry, you all are on mute. And the question is, what's stopping you from reaching the manifestation of this dream, of this vision? Say it out loud. Don't think, just say. Repeat after me. The truth is, and say your truth. What are you scared of? What do you feel is stopping you? The truth is, repeat after me, the truth is, and just complete that sentence. What's the truth? What do you feel like is stopping you? Now I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I just want you to answer them out loud. The truth that you said just now, yes or no, is it really true? The truth that you said just now, will it always be true? The truth that you said just now, has it always been true? So what is maybe a contradicting truth that goes directly against this fear that you know is also true? Say it out loud. The truth is. And I just want you to just, for a moment here, tap and just allow those two truths to exist on two opposite ends of the spectrum. Maybe it's the reason that your mind tells you that it can't be you on one end. Maybe it's the reason why your mind or your heart tells you that it can be you on the other end. You can look to me, but we're going to begin to tap around the jaw here. And repeat after me. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Tapping under the armpit here, a few EFT points. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Deep breath in and out. One more time. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Tapping on the head. Say out loud one reason why you know it can be you who fulfills this dream, this vision. Say it out loud. Why do you know it can be you? Begin to tap on the third eye. Why has it always been you? Say it out loud. And going back to tapping around the heart. Why do you know that it will be you? Say it out loud. Now one more more time, deep breath in through the nose. And release. Feel free to allow the hands to fall. Take a moment and just feel into this energy for just a moment here. And just allow those two truths to exist. Deep breaths in and out. As you begin to arrive back in the space, I want to ask you guys, is there anything that surprised you that came up for you? Is there anything different that you weren't expecting to come up with this vision that you can't ignore? Or anything that came up in that small tapping session? Let me know in the comments. And for those of you who aren't sharing in the comments, you can feel free to write down on your piece of paper the reasons why you know it can't be you, and also you can also note the reasons why your mind tries to tell you that it can't be you. So can and can't. I'll give you guys a second to respond here. Is there anything that surprised you? The vision has always been clear. What steps to take to get there? It hasn't. I was shocked to see how much I was centering how people would judge me as what was holding me back, being seen and trying and failing. So the question here is just sharing anything surprising that came up for you in that meditation. And also you can put down on paper anything that came up for you as far as why your mind tells you that it can't be you, and the reasons why it can be you. So can and can't. So just writing down what came up for you in that space. My belief in myself. Oh, I brought up a lot of emotions that I didn't expect to acknowledge. What's stopping me is that I don't have the capacity. Why I do know it will definitely be me is I have the capacity. What? Interesting. Interesting. Beautiful reflections, guys. So this belief of why it can't be you, what we want to do here is we want to clearly define it. What is the belief that keeps coming up of why it cannot be you who creates this, who births this offering, who births this thing into the world? Beautiful. Yeah, so just naming that for a moment here. Now, it's too big and far away. Yeah. And what is this really rooted into? So what we want to do here is we want to begin to ask the question of why can't it be me, right? And is there any specific reason why my mind tells me that it can't be me? This is how we begin to assess where exactly the shame is really cementing itself. Shame is the belief that there is something inherently wrong with me. It's very, very different than guilt, right? Guilt is the belief that we've done something wrong, right? That we're unsafe, that we've done something wrong, and it's really tied to the root chakra. The belief that there is something inherently wrong with me, so that's the reason why I can't have this, or that's the reason why other people have it more than I do. That is shame, and that's what's in the sacral. So when we talk about collaborating with shame, we first have to get clear on what exactly we're holding shame about. Beautiful responses, guys. And so then, let's see. I think I'm going to go into a case study now. So if you'd like to be a case study, you can feel free to raise your virtual hand and we'll work through this together. And of course, I'm going to give you guys all these questions. And you have to be on camera. That's the only thing here. So Claire is the first one who raised her hand that was on camera. It's really important for you to be on camera. And then I'll keep you in mind, Serena, for the next one, okay? Okay. All right, Claire, can you hear me? Let's see.
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Nice to see you, my love. So, what is the reason that came up for
Hi.
you of why it can't be you?
So I was kind of pretty shocked about the feeling of it was not directly shame, but it was very intensively disgust.
Mm,
And I was always very much concerning about shame, but this moment I really felt disgust.
mm-hmm. And discuss for what? Talk to us about it. Where were you feeling that in your body and what was coming up for you?
So since several days I have a big challenge with my stomach, so I know it's about the stomach, and um, I really feel the energy in my stomach is just pushing and wants to get out, and wants the energy, the all the air wants to uplift and go on, and I'm just super good in pressing it down, and then I also had digestion, so um, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, we're going to try to connect this back to the vision. So, in one sentence, what is your vision that you saw that you want to bring forth, and why did the disgust come up?
So my vision is community building. I
Mm-hmm.
was seeing many wonderful women and people running near the forest, and we were all hugging each other and really like coming together and feeling each other, and that kind of joy came up, and this insane feeling of freedom,
Mm,
and then it was not wondering me why freedom is at the other extreme of disgust. And so mainly it's really about community,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm before the space, holding
Yeah.
and creating the space.
And so immediately when the disgust comes up, what is it saying in response to this vision?
Immediately I was speaking it out loud. It was the topic of comfort. All the time when I subconsciously choose to feel the disgust, it it gives me excuses and the validation to be and to stay in the comfort, and it's freaky fucking me out. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's this feeling, it's like connected to my mind, that my mind has then the validation to go again into rest, into comfort, into everything is okay, everything will be right, yeah, and so on, and that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thinking.
So what you're saying is that when this vision comes up and you feel that freedom and you see that beautiful vision of everyone together in this community, immediately the disgust comes up because it feels uncomfortable for you to create this, or what is it? What
Yeah,
what is this what's uncomfortable about this vision for you?
knowing at the other side, if it's like on the one extreme, it's like community sharing, many people coming together, a
Mhm.
lot of people, and on the other side, the disgust for me is confronting me individually in front of my own mirror. So
Mm,
it's the extreme from humanity, many people, and on the other extreme, me individually, completely alone, completely lost.
mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
so, what are you the scaredest to see in the mirror?
loosening myself.
Losing yourself in the community or just in general?
what comes now is losing myself in that feeling of disgust because I can't control disgust.
What we want to do right here is just pinpoint why the disgust is coming up in response to the vision. So, and for everyone here listening as well, all the resistance that you felt towards your vision, can we name it? So I love how Clara brought a very like tactile, descriptive word here. It's disgust. For some of us, we feel a deep fear of being called out or canceled if we have that much visibility. For some of us, we feel like it's too much and we're incapable, right? So what we want to do here is begin to focus on what is the reason that we feel like we're pushing away this vision, and why specifically is it coming up? So again, I want to ask you, why do you think we know it's the discomfort, the disgust is coming up kind of like for the discomfort, but also what is specifically coming up that is triggering this disgust? You said kind of looking in the mirror, seeing yourself, being lost in yourself, but why would you lose yourself with this vision coming through or being birthed or being manifested?
Can you repeat it once again?
I know it was a lot. I want to ask you specifically, why do you think the disgust is coming up? What
Because I
about the
want,
vision is specifically triggering it? Go ahead, my love. I'm sorry.
I think it's just the like a little child which just wants to play. It just wants its own attention. It just wants to be like, "Hey, I'm here. I want you that you take care of me."
Mm,
But the disgust needs to understand that it's valid to be there, and but it's small, and
mhm,
it needs to come again into his own or her own space, and not like over I don't know, over flooding
mhm, mhm.
vision. You understand me?
I'm following you. I'm following you. What we want to do here is see what is the specific thing that's making your body revolt from this vision. That disgust that's coming up, it's coming up from something specific in this vision. And you said a couple different things. You said in the mirror, like looking at yourself in the mirror, being able to see yourself fully. This could also indicate maybe a fear of being fully seen by your community. You spoke about your the inner child just wanting to be seen and kind of losing yourself. Is there a fear that you lose yourself in community, right? So we want to ask here the question of this feeling that came up, what is it in response to? Because this is what we're going to be using as a muse in this workshop, right? So specifically, what is triggering this disgust of this vision? From this vision, what is triggering this disgust?
Oh my god, it makes so much sense.
Tell us, my love.
Yeah, like just this combination, okay, of I need to look in the mirror, I need to feel the disgust,
Mm-hmm.
because that is the portal to be authentic and to be seen, and yeah, especially to be authentic in the community, because the disgust has the power inside to show me the vulnerability I need to step out, to go into the community and create this holy space of community, which I really want to create, because I don't want only to have people around each other. I just want to create this energy of this deep, deep, deep vulnerability. So,
Mm-hmm.
and as you said it, now I get that in that disgust, in that mirroring me, I there's this insane vulnerability I want to hold in the spaces of community.
And that's what's triggering the disgust, is that fear of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the scariest part about being vulnerable? You guys can put that in the comments what you think too. What is the scariest part about being vulnerable? But go ahead, Clara.
I got everywhere goosebumps.
For me, it's being told that in my deepest honesty, that someone will misconstrue my honesty for, I don't know, ill intention or something, or misunderstand me in some way. What do you think it is for you?
Mm,
The hardest part.
dimming my light and not like honoring my essence and just leaving me in my space. The
So
other
it's,
person wants to interrupt and wants to come along with his or her own way of thinking, way of living, whatever.
so the fear of being vulnerable, it's almost like you hold back in that vulnerability share, in that space of being vulnerable, that it ends up being overpowered by someone or something else. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Oh.
Yeah. So the thing that we want to do here, you guys, when it comes to the offering and when it comes to this thing that's stopping us from really moving forward, is we want to ask the question of the people, and Clara, this is a question for you and a question for everybody, right? The people who would be a part of this sacred space, the people who would be a part of this community, do you feel like they relate to this same feeling, this same fear of vulnerability? The same fear of people overpowering them? Do you think that they would also relate to this feeling?
I'm thinking they would not directly or immediately or really consciously connect to that feeling,
Okay.
but I think or I feel it will influence them subconsciously in a positive way, in a very authentic way, even if they are not aware of it. But I went through and I know what it feels like. So it's a very qualified space. But I
Right.
don't know. Um,
The thing here that we can begin to ask ourselves is the main reasons why we want to create this community, or the main reasons why you want to create this offering in the world. It's not just for yourself, it's for everyone who has felt this same feeling and this disgust wherever it lives in your body. Even for some of you, whatever came up for you, and you can feel free to put it in the chat. What feelings came up for you, right? The fear of being misunderstood, the fear of being mistreated, whatever the case is. The people who are going to really, this offering would save them on some capacity, have also felt the same feeling that we're really diving into here. And so here, this is the main point that we want to touch on when we're going forth with this offering. Because look, Clara, you could put up as many flyers as you want and say, I'm having a sacred circle. We're all going to meet at this time and at this place and da 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 da. But until you clarify what pain this specific offering is solving, then it's not really clear about what the offering really does. But when we're able to get really, really deep into the exact feelings that maybe you have felt on, or not maybe, but that you have felt on such a deep, deep level, then you don't just tell your story, but you also tell their story. But you also tell maybe the reason why they're looking for something like this. You tell the story of exactly why they need this space. And so maybe like how you said, maybe consciously it's not that much of an issue anymore because they're at the point where they're looking for the solution. But they can really relate to this story because maybe you're also telling theirs. Does that make sense?
mhm. So you're saying, even if I speak out loudly what the space and the community is about. It's really about putting my personal experience into it and influencing it by really saying it out loud. The space is formed by or created through disgust. And
Not
then,
created by disgust, but we want to talk about exactly why this space was created from the shared
yeah,
experience. Right? So
yeah,
you can definitely use that, right? But what I'm saying more so is we're using this as the shadow as a muse aspect here is using these tactile and very descriptive things that you described as a way to talk about why this community exists. This is how we begin to use these dense emotions as a propeller for our own creativity. Because the disgust that you described, I don't feel it the same way that you do. Neither does maybe Serena or Claire or Emmanuel or anyone here, right? Because only you can describe this on such a deep, deep level. But in your ability to describe this, you literally send out a call to everyone who may have maybe felt it, but you've been the only person who actually put words to it. Does that make sense?
sure. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm
You
gonna do
were
one
putting
more.
it very good into words.
What'd you say?
You were putting it very good into words. So yeah.
Thank you. So did you. First of all, before we move on, I want to do one more case study, but round of applause for Clara. Thank you so much for sharing this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my love. I'm gonna go into Serena and then we'll start over the list one more time with Manny, okay? All right. Hello, can you hear me, Serena?
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
Hi, so nice to see you again.
Hi, so good to see you. It's been too long.
No. So I have a little bit of an idea of what maybe your project or offering would be, but tell us a little bit more about the vision that you were seeing. Wait, I lost you. Where'd you go?
Can you see me?
There you go. I can see you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I've talked with you many times in the past during our sessions and stuff. So I have, in a small way, I've created like different courses and programs. I've had like different healing sessions with single people, couples, all kind of things to help them kind of shift into different things depending on what's going on. So like my ultimate vision is to be able to have this space where us as a collective of people can come to reconnect with ourselves, right? And whatever that looks like for each person. And allowing each person to kind of get to the nitty gritty of what's going on, and so they can see themselves and be able to offer their own medicine to the rest of the world. And I think each of us play a part in all of this. And so that's been my biggest dream for so long. And I feel like from the last time we've worked together, I have done a lot of stuff, right? And I've created a lot of things and got a lot of things up and running. However, it's like I keep it real small. Like I've been keeping it real small, not on purpose on a conscious level, but really what was coming up in just with this session you were asking, it was like at first it was unworthiness, like I felt unworthy. Then I was like, I don't know. I started to dig a little bit deeper, and it felt like it was the nervous system and my whole, just my everything, my being used to or trained to being shrunk or being small from a child, right? Like, oh no, don't do that, or that's not good enough, or whatever the case is, always being in a situation where my nervous system felt like it couldn't expand. Mm-hmm. And I think that I'm realizing now that has, although it's not you got a 98 only, not 100 as a grade. Now it's like, okay, well, you created this beautiful 4-week offering program, and are you going to put it out, or you just want to tell one person and see if one person would join like the last time because you feel like your comfort level has been staying small?
And so, Serena, I want to ask you, don't think, just say, what is the worst thing that your body is telling you will happen if you were to expand?
That like I have to choose. That I have to choose, and this is something that I've done a lot of work in my finance program, which is all connected, but it's like I feel like my nervous system and my life has been so used to choosing what I can and cannot have. So in my mind, it's like, maybe not even in my mind, I think in my body, like I said, in my nervous system and in my body, I feel like, well, if I expand, cool, I can have the community, the clients, make the money. Oh boy, but will the relationship, will I be able to still, be who I need to be as this new wife going into this new marriage? Will I be able to balance my health in my body? Will I be able, like, all of the things that I do? And I realize that it's coming from
Wait, hold on. Mm-hmm. Where do you feel this when you're talking now?
In my womb area, kind of in my womb area, a little bit in my arms and my hands also.
But when we're saying things like I realize, and it's like you're kind of explaining it, it seems like you start here and then we're coming up here. Yeah. And then we're coming back down. So I want you to just answer this as plainly as you can. I have to choose because.
I have to choose because I don't know what it looks like not to.
I have to choose because.
I have to choose because I feel like I can't have it all.
I can't have it all because.
I can't have it all because I never had it all.
I've never had it all because.
Because when it was given to me, it was taken away.
It was always taken away from me because.
It was always taken away from me because I couldn't hold it.
I couldn't hold it because.
I couldn't hold it because I didn't have the capacity.
I didn't have the capacity because.
I didn't have the capacity because I didn't know how.
I didn't know how because.
I didn't know how because I was never shown.
I was never shown because.
I was never shown because no one else ever did it.
And no one else ever did it because.
And no one else ever did it because they were never shown.
But tell me, why can't you have it?
It's crazy because I like, it's like this war inside where it's like, in my mind, I feel like I can have it.
Just tell me what is coming up. Don't think, just say, why can't you have it?
Why can't I have it? Because I'm going to lose it.
Why?
Because I've lost it before.
Why did you lose it before?
I don't know.
Is it something to do with you? And you don't say the right thing, just say what comes up. So no. So what does it have to do with?
External things, maybe. Yeah.
And when you feel this feeling that comes up, where do you feel it in your body?
In my heart.
What does it feel like?
Like heat, like hot. Yeah.
And does it move fast or slow?
It's fast.
Yeah. And when's the most recent time that you felt like, and you could just say maybe yesterday, today, last week, whatever?
A couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago. And tell me, don't think, just say, when is the first time you can remember feeling that way? This hot feeling around the heart.
Getting probably like in trouble or like chastised as a kid by my mom.
Yeah. Now the people who are going to be part of this community, do you feel like they were punished a lot as well?
Probably, yeah.
What else do you feel like they may relate to in regards to this story, this string of different things that you just said? How else may they relate to it?
Feeling the same way, maybe with different things, maybe with the same things. Not having a space or a blueprint, so to speak, to if I feel like I've never been shown, they could also feel like they've never been shown. Having that blueprint access.
And what else may they relate? Let's do one more. What else? How else may they relate to it as well?
Internalizing it like it's them.
Yeah, but the truth is,
it's not you. It's not us. It's not that. It's not our fault.
Yeah. What? Give me another truth. The truth is?
The truth is, I'm worthy enough to expand as much as I decide.
Mm-hmm. And one more. The truth is?
The truth is, I'm already doing it.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like they're also doing it as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do a little butterfly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, deep breath in through the nose. Release. Repeat after me. I'm allowed to expand as much as I want.
I'm allowed to expand as much as I want.
I'm allowed to expand as much as I want.
I'm allowed to expand as much as I want.
I'm allowed to expand as much as I want.
I'm allowed to expand as much as I want.
Slow down the tapping, just gently. For you guys who haven't done this, this is just a little bilateral stimulation, calming the nervous system. One more deep breath in through the nose. And release. Slow it all the way down, hands on the knees, palms face up. This is the peace here. This is the peace that a lot of us miss. You know your why. You know your what. You know what you've come here to do. But people don't join a movement for fun. They join a movement because you tell their story.
Mm-hmm.
They join a movement because they can see themselves in this story. They can feel the words that you're saying. Maybe even, again, maybe you haven't, or maybe they haven't put words to it, but maybe you will. And this is exactly what it means to collaborate with the shadow. It's not leading with, these are all the things that I've done, and this is all the great. Sometimes we get to that, right? We get to that. But it's also talking about these first times that you maybe felt like you'd be punished for being too much or doing the wrong thing, and how maybe this has affected some of your choices. And when was the moment that you decided to not let this affect you anymore? And helping to create that moment for other people. So expansion never looks like doing more, posting more. Expansion looks like sinking into the heart and allowing your story to be told here. How do you feel?
Wow. I feel lighter, and I feel emotional. I feel like emotional for the little girl in me.
It's okay.
I feel like there are so many things that the little Serena had to carry and worry about that was never my business. That was never for me. But doing those things is like, now, like you said, I can put language to how I feel, why, how has this connected me, all of these things. And I know that there are a plethora of people that can be in the same space and understanding the same thing, and that we can literally like transcend this thing together. I've helped people, but it's like, I know that there are so many of us that are just feeling alone when it's literally a million of us doing the same thing. And I think just acknowledging my inner child more, and letting her know that it's okay that she couldn't carry something that was never meant for her to carry. That's all right. So yeah, thank you.
And I think here we have to remember that the tears are welcomed. The grief is welcomed.
Yes.
If even for you guys listening back, maybe you do this process on yourself. The anger, all these things are so welcomed because we need these emotions we need to be able to hold these emotions to understand the entirety of ourselves, of our story, of exactly why we have even gotten to this space. We can no longer suppress these things in order for us to look perfect and comfortable and X, Y, and Z. No, we need to dig deeper and ask, how can I express this? And maybe the first time that you express this is just in your journal. Maybe the next time you express this, maybe, it's whatever, in a post or whatever the case is. Maybe it's in a YouTube video. I don't know. But whatever it is, understanding that when we are able to hold all of these emotions, digest them, and express them, this is how we reach the next level of our art, because it's not perfection, it's honesty. It's not perfection, it's clarity. It's authenticity. And again, it's telling your story not just for you, but also for everyone else. So please, everyone, give a round of applause for Serena for incredible, incredible, incredible work here. Incredible. Yes, this hard work is intense, you guys. Intense work. But this is the necessary work for us to bring our art, whatever that art is, to that next level. It's the honesty. It's the honesty. It's never the perfection. So we're going to go into, thank you so much again, Serena. We're going to go into a little bit of an exercise, and we'll probably end off here, and then I'll do Q&A. As you guys know, this is prerequisite for Renaissance, which starts next week on Monday. But the thing that I've noticed in this space, and I've been in this space since 2019, in this holistic industry, right? I've noticed that, especially recently, the holistic industry has been kind of shifting. I've noticed that the teachers that I've even learned from, some people, they're just not doing too hot. Okay, now, why is this? What's going on with this shift happening? There's this intense pressure from having so much visibility and so much access to each other to have it all together, to look perfect, to only come forth on social media or whatever when we have it all figured out. And what ends up happening is people in this industry start to sell a lot of smoke and mirror, snake oil bullshit, right? Because what ends up happening is that we try to teach what we want to know, and we don't teach what we really know. And what I mean by this is there's just been this huge shift where I would say maybe like around 2020, it was a lot more acceptable. Yes, like everyone's, doing this healing work and it's all great. But then slowly but surely the veil is beginning to lift. And I think the public, everyone in general, are just getting a lot more in tune with spirituality. They're starting to realize that some of these courses, offerings, or whatever the case is, they just are just bullshit, right? I don't think that it's a problem with education. I don't think it's a problem with embodiment even. I think this is a problem of the heart. This is what happens when we try to lead with our highest self without honoring all parts of ourselves. We see a dip in trust with our audience. We see even a dip in sales. We see a lot of things just kind of shifting in a way that we don't want it to shift through. Right? Because we try to lead with this version and perfect aspect of us that has it all together, and try to teach something that we don't really know. And then it ends up killing us, killing our business, killing our sales, whatever the case is, because it is really felt throughout the community that this is not really authentic. And so a lesson that Ifa has taught me over and over again is the medicine of the heart, is the medicine of grief, is the medicine of teaching what we truly know, not just what you want to know, but what you know. And some people may ask the question of, okay, well, I don't know what that is for me. And this is the exercise that I want us to do to begin to pinpoint that. I'm going to just tell you what we're going to do before we go into it. But the thing that you know so deeply within you, this comes from the specific initiations that your life has brought you through. On your darkest day, on the days where you didn't think that you can fucking make it, the things that you had to master in order to get to the other side. And being able to look back and notice all the things that you had to not just go through, not just, get through, but that you had to really fucking master for you to get to that next year. That is what you know. And I see so many people in this industry who lead with this perfection, and there's also what comes with this perfection is a lack of clarity. Because if you can't clearly convey what transformation you're taking people through because you haven't been through that transformation, then it does not land. And so in this space, in Renaissance, what we'll be working on here moving forward is clarifying the specific process of what your heart knows. So we're going to do a little bit of a darkest day meditation. It's not going to be too emotional. I mean, it might be emotional. I don't even know. Okay. But it's not going to be too emotional. What we're going to tap into on your darkest day, what did you need? Okay. So get comfortable one more time. I'm going to change the music. And I'll try to let y'all out in the next 30 minutes if you can just hold on here. And we'll go into this. All right, so we're just gonna start with a deep breath in, pulling the shoulders up, back, and down, let it out. And one more time, deep breath in, shoulders up, back, and down. Maybe shake out the hands a little bit as we begin to change topics. And I just begin to think that shame, that guilt, all those pesky, dense emotions that usually come up for you. Did you feel these feelings, these emotions also on your darkest day? One of the hardest days of your life. What did you feel? Maybe it wasn't shame or guilt, or maybe it was, but on this hardest day, what did you feel? You guys are all on mute, so you can also just say it out loud. What did you feel on your darkest day? What was happening that made you feel this way? And can you name the feeling that you felt? Now, on this darkest day, with this feeling that you felt, where did you feel this feeling in your body? And just begin to breathe deeply into wherever you felt this feeling in the body. Continue to breathe deeply in and out. And now, in order for you to move through this day, in order for you to get through it, to master whatever feeling that came up, what did you have to do on your darkest day, in this dark period? What did you have to master? What did you master? What began to alchemize this feeling for you? Now, this version of you who experienced this, what did they need to hear on this day, in this moment? What did they need more than anything? Now, if you can tell yourself, that past version of you who was in that darkest day, anything to help them move through this moment, master this moment, what would you say? Say it out loud. Now repeat after me and fill in the blank and speak to this past version of you. The truth is, what do they need to hear? Say it out loud. The truth is. What do they need to hear? Say it out loud. The truth is. What did you need? Now speaking to them, tell them how you mastered this. Tell them how you moved through it, how you got to the other end, the other side. What did you need to hear? Say it out loud to them. As you continue to speak out loud to them, begin to rub your hands together. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. What did you have to master on your darkest day? Whatever you mastered was and is your medicine. What is your medicine? Say it out loud. What is your medicine? Repeat after me and say it out loud. My medicine is. My medicine is. And one more time, my medicine is. Now deep breath into the belly. Release. Deep breath into the heart. And one more time into the belly. Allow it to travel up into the heart. Sigh of relief out. Allow your hands to fall to your knees. Take a moment to just honor your medicine. The thing that you had to master to get to the other side is your medicine. Your medicine follows you wherever you are and whatever you do. When you stray a little farther away from this medicine, the misalignment can ripple outwards until it brings you back into your center. This initiation that you went through into in your darkest day, even though it was the hardest day, it gave you your gift. And it gave you one of the initiations into your purpose. So I'm going to go back, and I think Manny was next. Manny, if you're still here, let us know. I'm just going to ask a few questions from you guys. Manny, raise your hand if you're still here. But Leah, I'm going to ask you to come off of mute.
Hello.
Hi, my love. So what did you have to master on your darkest day?
I had to master accepting myself in the middle of the mess. And sharing that with my loved ones and with my collective. It's so funny how this made a full circle from earlier about our vision. My vision, I saw me speaking, I saw me sharing my voice and my experiences, virtual platforms and physical platforms. And when I tapped into my medicine and what that darkest day was, I've been putting 2 darkest days and how that medicine manifested in different ways, but the foundation was the same of accepting that I was in a place that was imperfect. And when I shared it, it healed me. when I shared that, hey, I was this big corporate tech girly and I chose to go on this spiritual journey, and I am now like all my assets are cleared. I've ate it all up by just living and taking care of myself and my sister, and I need help now. I was able to get help when I got out of my relationship with my ex-girlfriend and I was left in the city that we moved to together and I was there by myself. I had to accept that, okay, I am fragmented right now after this 3-year relationship, but I will be whole again. And right now, I'm reclaiming these parts of myself. And I began to share it with my collective online, getting back into modeling, getting back into dancing while being heartbroken. And just sharing it was healing for me, and just existing in the reclamation was healing for me. And I see how that medicine is going to be the catalyst for the vision and the expression of it all.
Ashe, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Round of applause for Leah. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, my love.
Question. Do I have time for a question?
We'll do Q&A in about 20 minutes. Hold on
Okay.
to it. Okay. I'm gonna ask Faith now in the next Q. What is your medicine that came up for you?
This one was kind of hard for me because I was honestly having trouble like tapping into what was my darkest day, but I'll just say what came up. I think it was like having to let someone go. And yeah, that's been really heavy for a while. And I guess it was kind of accepting that I wasn't ready for the love that they were trying to give me, and that I didn't love myself enough to like accept that. So I think right now it's learning how to like not let my feelings get in the way of like reality, because I get lost in my emotions a lot. And then it's also learning what I want for myself and what I want to like what I want out of life, like finding myself and like what makes me feel alive too. Because yeah, I was scared of losing myself in this person, so I pushed them away.
Yeah. Exactly. And this also comes back to that initial piece of the people who need this offering, the people who need this story from you. How may they also relate to that? Have they also felt like they've lost themselves in a relationship or within this, situation with another person? And just being able to understand, what did you also have to master in this darkest day? What did you have to master in order for you to move through it? And the aspect of mastery is the medicine. It's what you know, but also it's what you don't know, but also it's really what you know, what the situation has really taught you, right? So beautiful. Round of applause for Faith, everyone. Beautiful, incredible share. Beautiful. So the next aspect we want to ask ourselves here is, what is the process? What is the process to this medicine that you have had to master? What is the process? Child, I don't know what they're doing next door. Hopefully y'all can hear that. Anywho, if we can put it into, let's just say, and I like to do like big categories, so at least like a 4-step big category. What does it look like? What is your process for moving through this? This is the important aspect here. And when we talk about the darkest day and what you had to master, I'm talking about what you had to fucking master. I'm talking about the thing that you can explain to anybody of how to move through that. I'm talking about, doesn't matter from what walk of life, you can talk to anyone about this subject and you'd be very confident in what you're saying. And so what process, if you can break it down, did you move through in order to master this? For me, my darkest day, y'all have heard me talk about this so much, but my darkest day was always going to be my arrest in 2018. Yeah, 2018, top of 2018. And in order for me to move through all the shit that I went through from that space, the first aspect of my process was stripping it all away, stripping away who I thought I was, stripping away my comforts, stripping away all the things that just distracted me, and coming back to my spirituality and stripping away what that looked like as well, and starting with meditation, and starting with journaling, and starting with ancestral work, and starting with decolonizing my relationship with God, and understanding that even though I went through this situation, even though this happened through me and to me, it didn't make me any less divine. Ifa was a huge part of my process as well, because Ifa teaches that there's no one face of divinity. Ifa teaches that there are hundreds of orishas, that there's hundreds of faces of divinity, and there are in-depth stories about each one of these divine aspects of God that we can look to learn about ourselves. Understanding that, being able to dive deeper into my indigenous tradition, and then moving into a space of reclaiming my shadow as not something I should be ashamed of, but rather something that makes me unique, makes me who I am. Reclamation, so we have clearing, we have exploration, then we have reclamation. That's part of my, all of these three things, major three things are part of my unique process. So what would you say your unique process here is? You can feel free to put it in the comments. I'll give you all a few moments here with that. What is your unique process? Deconstruction, reconstruction, reconnection, and taking action. Ashe. You see how we're building here. I'm having a hard time identifying this. Okay, Leah, let's bring you back. Let's bring you back. So you had an incredible share. So what is what are you hitting a wall with?
So the first pillar was self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think past that. Because then I'm thinking, okay, acceptance and then sharing, but I'm like, that's the medicine itself. So how can the medicine be a part of the problem?
No, I think that's perfect. I think you don't overthink it. I think that's perfect, as you said.
Mm.
Because I mean, a major thing that I personally lead with is the fact that when we share our story, we unload shame. When we share our story, we unload the burden of the guilt that we feel. And through that connection is this process of creative digestion, is this process of actually getting things out and being able to share it, even if some people disagree with it, even if you get ridiculed for it, whatever the case is. There's going to be an overwhelming majority of people who are going to identify with this story, regardless if they say that they do or not. They're going to be the silent majority. But in that space of creation and reflection and expression, you rebuild connection with yourself and with your community. So I think what you said is perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So beautiful. Crave, connect, culture. Process is purging, watching, divining, connecting with the land spirit, then building a plan with the integration of each layer. Incredible work, guys. Incredible work. Feeling, solitude, sharing the experience in a safe space, making art, and building your heart's vision. Incredible, guys. So these are the pieces to take with you, right? This is the shadow alchemy. And I think we had so many other exercises that I wanted to do today. We are coming to time. But a really big question that I'm going to really dive deeper into in Renaissance that we can answer here too when it comes to shadow alchemy is, what am I deathly afraid of people finding out about me? What am I deathly afraid of people finding out about me? Right? What are the things that I'm afraid of admitting to? These questions are incredible because they show you your unfair advantage. The very reasons why your mind tells you, that it can't be you are the very reasons why it will be you. Regardless if you've had a messy past like me, regardless if you've made mistakes, we've all made mistakes. Regardless, even if you have something that's going on that you feel like people would shame you for, these things are your unfair advantages. These things are the very things that make you unique. And even if people haven't been through the same exact thing that you've been through, when you're able to tell your story with such tactile description and conviction, you create this overwhelming sense of connection. Not even sense, but you create an overwhelming connection with everyone who can, even just for a little bit, understand exactly how you feel, what you're trying to say, right? So these are questions that we need to lead with. This is exactly how we allow ourselves to be more unique in this space, how we allow ourselves to be more honest, how we allow ourselves to be more revolutionary when we lead with these specific things. And in leading with the thing that we're deathly afraid of people finding out about us, we carve our own lane. We create our own category because we're no longer playing by the rules of everybody else. And so when it comes to your offering, what is the story that you're afraid to tell? What is the story that you're afraid to tell? What is the thing that you think people would shame you for? And even here, we have that I'm imperfect. Why would you be imperfect? What is it? Right? Specific things. That I have so much anger in me. Yeah. I'm afraid to tell people I'm powerful. Powerful. Yeah, exactly. So this is a thing here, guys. All the reasons why you feel like it can't be you, and specifically these specific aspects of shame, distinct aspects, these are all the things that we're meant to co-create with in order to move forward. And how do you do that? The same process that we went through at the beginning of this call, at the beginning of this class. What exactly is it? And don't go into the mind, don't give the perfect answer. Kind of like how we did with Serena when we asked that question of, well, then why can't you have it? Well, why would you lose it? Why can't it be you? When we get to the thing, the belief underneath it all of what is inherently wrong with me, what is my mind telling me is inherently wrong with me, that is the specific shame statement that we work with in Renaissance. That is the specific aspect that we'll be collaborating with. So these are two major things. Now the last thing that I wanted you guys to do, I don't think we'll have time for this because I'm going to open up for Q&A, but the last thing that I wanted you guys to do was to simply have a little sheet of paper. On one side of the paper, what I know 100%. On the other side of the paper, what I do not know. This is grief work, okay? This is grief work. When we're able to name both ends of the stick, then we hold the possibility for alchemy. But until you are clear, what do I know 100%? Now, these are feelings. These are processes. This is your intuition. What are the things that you know in your heart? On the other side of the paper, what I do not know. Yeah, what do you know about yourself, about your life? Even in regards to your offering, what do I know how to do? What do I not know how to do? Right? What do I know 100% and what do I not know? Now, another thing too, You can also not paraphrase, but put a little parentheses on the side of what I know. And you can put me, and by what I do not know, not me. What are the things that you're no longer holding up that you know are not you? This is a combination of a couple things. Number one is a little bit of a inspiration from Obsession, which I just saw last week. Oh my God, I loved it. But anyhow, when she wrote "not me" on the paper, on the picture, there's so many things that we try to carry around with us, that we try to convince other people that we are, that are just not us. So especially those of us who are in business, there's some things that you've been trying to like post about it, and it doesn't really land because it's not you. You've been showing people or trying to show people that you know this thing, but you don't really know it. So we have to be honest with ourselves when we're doing hard work, when we're moving forward. What do we not know? What is me and what's not me? And choose consciously from this point forward to put down all the shit that is not you. To no longer cosplay as something perfect, to no longer cosplay as something else or someone else. So I'll give y'all a second to do this. What I know 100% and what I do not know. You guys can feel free to put any responses in the chat, and I'll give y'all a minute. This one is hard. Yeah, you may have to sit with it. Especially the do not know. And it can be as simple as I don't know how to get through a heartbreak without it being this long, grueling process, or whatever the case is. What I know, what I do not know. I don't know all what has been delayed by God and my greatest good. Okay, period. But also we want to look at this too from the perspective of our offering from our art. What have we been trying to do, trying to force, trying to pretend like we know, that we actually don't know. I don't know how to let go, yeah. Just being honest with this. I don't know how to get more people to accept me. I don't know how to stay consistent. Yeah, this is honesty. This is hard work. This is honoring the truth. I don't know what I want in life. Yeah. I do not know why I hyperfixate on perfection despite knowing it doesn't exist. I don't know. Safe relationships. Yeah. And this is the craziest thing. And you guys will see in Renaissance, we do one post a week where we're going to talk about, well, not even talk about, but this is something that you're going to post on your social media once a week. We do a different prompt every week where we pull back the layers. And you'll see that you're going to be so scared of admitting these things to your audience, to whatever platform that you're on. But it's actually going to reposition you in such a unique and incredible way. A leader is not known for knowing everything, knowing how to do fucking everything. And when you are honest about these things that you don't know, you build trust with your audience. You build trust with your community. And we're so deeply afraid of admitting to these things, we avoid it all the way, and then you end up just looking like a robot. And we're not here to create like AI. Right? So leaving on that note, all the exercises that we did today are weaving together, right? And I specifically ended with this specific exercise because in your ability to just sit with these things, you get to such a state of clarity because you're finally telling the fucking truth. Even if it's scary to admit. This is the first step, telling the truth to yourself. And then when you're able to actually create from a space of your heart because you've cleared all the bullshit that isn't the truth, that is how you begin to see the blessings that have your fucking name on them. But we prevent our own blessings by clogging up the queue of us trying to pretend like we're mastering things that are really not even on our plate to master. You have a specific medicine that you have been mastering and that you have already mastered. A specific thing that you are here to do. You're not a 7-Eleven. You're not meant to solve everyone else's problem. But the more you try to solve everyone else's problem, the more you try to talk to everybody, the more you will talk to absolutely nobody. And so you carve out your space in the creative world, in whatever world that you're in, by clearly laying all this shit out. What I don't know, what I do know. And being confident as fuck in this. So this is it. My loves, I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm going to open up for Q&A, but before we open up for Q&A, I know there's a lot of people here today that were here from Ogun energy from last year. Now, Renaissance is completely different from Ogun energy. We did Ogun energy last year. It had some elements of this work, but we talked a lot about the Odus of Ifa. We talked a lot about Ifa in general. And while I really loved it, I realized that we need something a little bit more clear for people who are business owners, for people who want to get to the next level of their business, who want to create such a clear foundation that the offerings just, it's effortless how everything comes. That's why I created Renaissance. Now, when you sign up for Renaissance, of course, it's 2 months. One workshop every 2 weeks. So that way, in between those 2 weeks, you have time to complete your work because we're going to be doing work on the website. We're going to be doing work on creating a newsletter. We're going to be doing all that back end and front end work to actually create something that holds up. But in between those 2 weeks, we also have weekly group coaching. And we also have weekly co-working. Now, this co-working is going to be silent. I know you like to talk, but it will be silent. But we're coming together once a week to make sure that we actually get these things done. Because there's some things that need to be done in order for us to actually create the foundation for these things to come forth, right? So one workshop a week or one workshop every 2 weeks. And you guys can see the schedule on my website, and it's going to come through in a newsletter as well, right? But this is all a prerequisite for Renaissance. We go super deep into all of this work in Renaissance, and you get a clear step-by-step thing of what you need to be posting, the things that we're answering, and how we're sharing it with our audience, right? So you're going to be able to see all of that, and Renaissance is completely different from Ogun Energy for those of you guys who joined us in Ogun Energy last year. So I'm going to open up for any questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to raise your virtual hand. If you don't have a question, put your hand down, and then we'll move forward. The water, yes, the water was for y'all to cool yourself down, okay? There's a lot of emotions. Some of y'all cried. Don't play with me. All right, Leah, go ahead.
Hey, y'all again.
Hi.
So I'm in this space. I had put in the chat earlier, thing that like, what is the thing to and I want to accept about myself or whatever. And I'm like, or the people, I don't want people to figure out. And I'm like, child, that I'm lazy because I love rest. And so I spent most of my life being so structured, Virgo, top grades, top career. And then when I sunk into my spiritual space, I opened up into divine rest and moving at my own pace. And I'm really having a hard time trying to find the balance of, okay, now it's time for work or now it's time for rest. And that I haven't been able to balance it. And I've been in this like liminal space trying to figure it out. And I'm having slow movement, but it's not really like I know for a fact that this blockage is keeping
Yes.
me.
Let me just interject. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you a short answer, and I'm gonna tell you a long answer. A short answer is when it comes to work, especially you're talking about like creating your offering or creating your art, right? Or just in general?
In general, because my biggest goal right now is to get me a role so that I can have some more financial backing because I'm building up
Okay.
for so that I can have the space to actually do my work.
Okay. So I'll answer from two different angles. From those of you guys who feel this when it comes to your business, and Renaissance will be doing this 10-step what needs to be done within 2 months in order to see movement. So we'll be all together moving through what actually needs to be done, and you'll know when the cycles are to rest and when to work, right? But that's number one. Now, number two, when it comes to you, I want you to look, answer the question. Are you uncomfortable enough to change your situation? Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah. And no shade. I I know July is this big month to like start new or fresh or whatever. Starting from last week, I've put into place like new routines to nourish like my mind, my body, and my spirit. And throughout this past week, I've been sick, so I don't really have a voice. But I've been really intentional on not shaming myself through the process. It really gets to a point where it's like, how far off can I go from this of not being shameful? But I'm reading self-worship. So I think as I'm reading it, I'll be able to um integrate that more. I really actually think the answer is shame. And the shame is what's keep
The shame that you feel when you don't do what you need to do.
when I feel like I'm like this week, I'm like, girl, why are you trying to put like, girl, you ain't got no energy in your body. Like sit
Mm.
down, relax, and you can work from the bed if you need to, but there's no need to shame yourself because you didn't get up and do Pilates when you can barely move.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the major rule of thumb here is doing one thing that's going to put you closer to your goal a day. And it can be small or it can be big. Another rule of thumb here is asking yourself, what is the scariest thing that you don't want to face that needs to get done and why is it fucking scary? And the
Mm,
last thing is, do I want to change my situation? Hard yes or hard no. And if you do, then you'll move forward. But we
yeah.
have to also ask ourselves, you know, what is just one thing that I can do? And one thing does not mean I do 20 things in Pilates at the end of the day. One thing can just mean I do that one thing and then we keep it pushing,
Mhm.
right? But the problem becomes when we tell ourselves we want to change our situation, but we haven't done anything about it. So the answer is we really don't want to change it. And I think that's okay, accepting that. But then
Mhm.
also accepting why do we secretly have a kink for the pain that we're going through right now,
Yeah.
rather than actually wanting to change the situation. I think there's a lot of different ways to look at it,
Mhm.
but I think one thing a day, one thing a day. Exactly. Rest is not the antithesis of work. One thing a day that we can do, and it doesn't mean that we work ourselves to death, but it means that we continue to move forward, even if it's just one thing a day. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kyla, did you have a question, my love?
Hello. Yes. Thank you for everything today, and thank you for everyone for sharing. I feel a lot has moved for me. And also preface, I have 12% on this. If I randomly cut out, that's okay. But I've just been like in this space where I feel like I'm good on my structure. I'm showing up, like things are moving, but it just I feel so much like anxiety and like in my body, and there's just like a deep contraction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like for what I'm calling in, I feel like a part of me doesn't want the responsibility of it. And like I don't know how to like convince myself to want this responsibility, like because I really like space and rest, and like I've already been having to like dip in that pool of energy, and it's like then I'm tired and anxious, and I don't know how to like expand my capacity to hold, and I've never really thought about it, but then people keep talking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The main thing, if I was in your position, that I would ask myself, ooh, someone, is that you off of me? Okay, just can you hear me? You
I
hear me?
can hear
Okay,
you.
okay, good.
I'll mute in case.
Okay. The main thing that I would ask myself is, and y'all know if y'all have taken the Genesis teacher training, what is this feeling that comes up when you said get that contraction? Where are you feeling it in your body? Is it moving fast or slow?
When is the most recent time that I felt this way? And when is the first time I can remember feeling this way? This is the root of this energy that you're feeling. It doesn't have to do with the business. It doesn't have to do with, it has to do with this core memory that is creating this reoccurring somatic trauma, right? When you're able to peel back the layers to ask yourself that question and get deeper into why am I feeling this way, then you'll understand what exactly is the true core of the problem, right? So it's doing that trauma work. And of course, in Renaissance, we couple that with actually being able to shit this out. So what I talk about, like actually taking this in, digesting it, reflecting it, but shitting it out is actually sharing your story, is actually speaking about that memory. It doesn't have to be publicly, but it can be in some way getting this story out, being able to process it and re-explaining it to the first version of you that experienced it. Because trauma happens when a child only has a limited perspective of why things are what they are. But when you're able to revisit that memory from a different perspective, then you're able to have a different relationship with that memory. Then there's a different relationship with that feeling that then comes after it. Does that make sense? So the main thing here is to find that core memory. And maybe it's not going to be today. Maybe it's going to be in the next couple weeks. For me, I was able to find my core shame memory when I was riding my bike, like weeks after I did this exercise on myself, right? So sometimes it comes up randomly. But being able to understand where did this pattern first start allows you to kind of like, you find that piece that allows you to unravel all the string, right? Because if you keep working with this present mind, you'll never be able to get to the somatic response. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And even as you're talking, like I'm like feeling it deeper, and like I don't know where it comes from. But
That's
yeah,
okay.
like I can as I'm like, oh yeah, there is something here.
Yeah.
And I've just been yeah, that was a good reminder. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's okay if you don't know right now. It's okay if you don't know for the next week, but just sit with yourself. I would say just do salt baths or just spend a lot more time in the shower, speaking to the water, allowing yourself to just, just cleanse yourself. Do a little, you don't have to have herbs and X, Y, and Z for a spiritual bath. You could just intentionally take a shower, intentionally be with the water, and ask for comfort, for compassion, for gentle energy as you move through this major block. But it's not a block that is going to set you back forever. And when you're able to actually pinpoint what exactly it is, there is an aspect of it that you can collaborate with in order for you to expand. And this is what Renaissance is all about. This is what Shadow as a Muse, this workshop is all about, is being able to see the core of this and being able to alchemize and actually work with it. But the first step here is actually naming what it is. So feel free to, I wish we had a group chat after this. I was like, feel free to let us know how you feel. Yeah, so I'm just wishing you the best. And please let me know in some way how you feel after this. Okay? After you sit with this. Oh, I think they went out. Okay. All right. Dominique, you have a question?
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you. You're amazing.
So are you.
Thank you. I guess kind of my question, it's kind of a loaded question, but it's like, I keep hitting rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I've ever seen coming out of rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know I have all this potential in me. But I know that, we get caught up on potential, especially in other people. But the main thing is just like I've internalized everything that's ever happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts from birth, my mom not wanting me.
Mm-hmm.
And so like right now I feel like I'm being stripped of literally anything that I built on validation or a sense of beliefs outside of what I know is my purpose and my will and my way for myself. Like, I'm talking about stripped down to my herbs were eaten by a dog last week. And I just keep being homeless, and I'm just I'm so, like, even then people don't believe me when I say I'm homeless because I take such good care of myself, like I'm just always in this bright energy, and I'm always like, offering my guidance and my insight. But I guess mostly my most important thing is just like, I know that the shame and the guilt and the hate that I have for myself is what's keeping me stuck in this repetitive ass, sick ass cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly just because I do so much mirror work and so much shadow work and so much. I guess it's not really shadow work. I don't really understand how to fully do shadow work, but I'm looking myself so deep in the mirror and taking so much accountability that it turns into this self-hate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess my main question is like, how do I continue to show up knowing that I'm so different and that I'm not everybody's cup of tea? Um, and embrace those dark parts of myself without hating myself, because I can't afford to hate myself anymore. I have a 5-year-old daughter that's just watching me deteriorate, to be so honest. It's like I build myself up, and I'm so confident in these areas, and as soon as I'm confident, somebody just knows the right thing, and I will internalize that shit, and it will knock off 6 months of work that I just did on myself. So is it a mental illness? Like,
Well, first of all, you said a dog ate all your herbs.
girl, like when I say I'm being stripped of everything,
That's not what I'm saying. You said a dog ate
a
all your
dog,
herbs,
a
right?
dog ate
And you
all
know
of
what
my
that is
herbs.
giving to me? That is giving Ogun energy. That is giving this energy of the warrior, the energy of the protector, the energy who wants to make a way for you. That I'm not seeing it like you getting stripped away. What I'm seeing it as you have energies working with you. So that's number one. So we have to reevaluate how we're seeing right now.
You're right.
We're even seeing that you have the sacred animal of Ogun coming to give you a message.
Well, I
And
don't know anything about
I know you don't
spiritual
need to because
practices.
I'm telling you. You don't need to because I'm telling you. So what I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you is this: you have nothing to lose.
Mm,
You have nothing to lose right now.
nothing.
No, it's not a mental illness. It's not whatever the case. Put the shadow work down for a moment and figure out what exactly. If we have Ogun, the sacred animal of Ogun, coming and showing you that there is a way being made for you right now. All that needs to be prayed for is show me where you're taking me. Show
Mm,
me what steps to take forward. Show me where you're opening a way for me, a road for me. I know
mm,
the road is already being open. You're coming in my life. You're giving me this message. Show me. That's the only prayer that needs to be done right now. We're going to take away the mirror work. We're going to take away the spiritual work for a minute.
okay.
We're going to start walking in the waters in this conviction. And we're going to
Mm,
start walking in this energy that we're already swimming in this sea of abundance. Spirit, show me and allow my awareness to be directed to exactly where you want me to go so I can experience the abundance that I'm already in right now.
mm.
That's what we're doing. So no spiritual work.
Well, you just
No
said it
work.
to the girl. You said to take a shower without the herbs.
Yeah,
And
you can do that 100%, but
yeah.
is Leah you? I'm
Yeah,
talking to
no, well,
Dominique.
I was just thinking, like, because I just said it, I feel like I'm
Mm-hmm.
being stripped from everything, but that is the true power, is that it's
Mm-hmm.
within me.
Yeah,
And I
it's
have
within you.
everything that I need.
It is within you. But what I'm saying right now is you have nothing to lose. And now is the time to walk with not anything over your head, but with conviction and
Mm,
move one step at a time. The only
mm,
prayer that needs to be coming out your mouth is show me exactly where you're taking me today. Show me to the abundance that you're already laying out before me. I know
okay.
this is already coming here. I know this is
Mm,
already here. Show me how to walk forward. That's all. This is the energy of Ogun. If you don't know anything about it, look, don't try to conjure him up now. Don't go around telling people that I said that. But just understand that this is a very beautiful, powerful energy that you are being led by right now, that your roads are
mm,
being opened right now, that
mm.
abundance is already here right now. So allow that energy to lead you.
So you're saying, like, even when I'm walking into the homeless shelter, walking around with all my bags, just
Mm-hmm.
be confident and
Yes.
just
And continue that same prayer. If you need to re-listen to this audio over and over and over again, Spirit, show me where you're taking me. Show me the abundance that you're bringing into my life. Show me the next steps that you're placing before. Show me. Show me. I
okay.
know that walking with conviction, you have nothing else to lose right now.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. And look at all the comments of all these people supporting you. We all support you. We all believe in you. Okay, my love?
Thank you.
All right. We have about 5 minutes left. So we have Raya and Flo and a few others. So we try to keep it short. Try to keep it short, y'all. We all gonna try to eat dinner after this. All right, Raya.
Um, yeah, so thank you for having me. I had a question and it was actually related to the purpose work that you said with the visualization, the meditation. I had closed my eyes and literally like although it was kind of clear, it was also blurry. And it was weird because it's like just as I had kind of cleared up the blur, it changed. And like that's something that I've really been struggling with because it's like just when I thought I've got the pivot down, I'm having to pivot again because my vision has changed, or I've had like a new download that's made me revisit my priorities, and I guess not really knowing what I'm supposed to do.
So this is what you do. This is a very, very simple thing you can do. I want you to get a blank piece of paper. I want you to start the paper with I don't know. I don't know this. What are all things that you don't know? I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know if it's this or that. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this. Allow yourself to get through as many I don't knows as possible. And then, even if you have to turn the page over, start with, but I know. Sometimes we just need to get it out. This is the thing in spiritual community. We're so much in our head, so much. We see the vision and we're confused by the vision, and then we just need to flush it out, get it out. We're a little constipated, right? We need to actually let it out. I don't know. I don't know. And something also that I do too in my journals, I have like 15 journals. You just write the little pieces of your vision that you saw. I see. I see. I see. I see this person, or I see myself doing this, or I see myself by the ocean doing this, or I see this. I see, until it becomes clearer and clearer. Right? So we need to actually get it out and write it out. And if you want a little bit more, this is not a question that I can answer. This is a question that only your Ori can answer. For those of you guys who don't know about this term, the Ori in Ifa is the aspect of the higher self. It's more than the higher self, but it's an aspect of the higher self in African spirituality that is said to be your head Orisha. This is the head Orisha, your personal Orisha that knows your whole life, that exists outside of time and space. If you're having problems with clarity, you're going to get a little bit of that water. You're going to put a little bit of the water on your head. You can put it on the top, put it on the crown, put it on the back. Before we go into meditation, get a little bit of that water, or show me the truth. Or show me the truth. Or show me the truth. Right? Nothing crazy, nothing too complex. If you're having problems with seeing your purpose, then do that exercise, go back into the meditation and write it all out until it's really clear. Where I lost? Oh no. Can you still hear me? Where'd she go? Oh,
hello.
yes. Oh, where'd you go? Let me see.
Yeah, no, I was kicked out.
Oh no. Well, you have
honestly-
this. I have this recorded.
Okay,
I have this
great.
recorded. So just a
yeah.
simple Ori ritual. Just a simple Ori ritual, right? It's tap water. You don't have to get the water from anywhere. It's tap water, right?
Okay.
So just do a simple, Ori show me the truth, Ori show me the truth, Ori show me the truth. Another thing too, I know you guys were asking about Renaissance. If you join Renaissance via the Oasis School, which is only $100 a month, no, what's it called? No contract, no nothing. You can come and leave whenever you want. You also get access to Exhale. Now, if you're having a problem with even knowing your purpose, in Exhale, we did 55 days straight of Ori ritual and it's all recorded for you, right? So we did Ori rituals with water. We did Ori rituals with meditation to get clear on your purpose as well. And I also have a lot of stuff on my YouTube about this as well. Yeah, you can do water at the top of the head, at the crown, and at the this nape of the neck. This is where they say the head and the heart come into alignment. We talk about that in Exhale a lot, right? So yes, I know, I don't know, and this is a question only you or we can answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. Thank you. Just to add on though, because it's like I know what my mediums are. It's just that I have so many, and with more coming in, it's like, so I understand that I don't know and the I know. But with the water ritual, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not versed in ancestral.
You don't have to, this is not ancestral.
Okay.
Everyone has a higher self. Everyone has an Ori. This is your personal higher self. This predates the concept of a higher self. This is
Okay.
the African understanding of a higher self, right? So this is something that's always with us no matter what your nationality or whatever the case. It's just as simple as working with water. Ori, show me the truth. Ori, a simple prayer. You freestyle it, right? For you, it would be, Ori, show me how can I combine all these mediums and create my own lane. Ori, show me, right? Let it flow from the heart.
Okay, thank
But
you.
this is only a question that your Ori can answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, a few more questions here. I think we have Rosemarika, my love. Do you have a question?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Everyone did amazing. I'm gonna keep it real brief. So I'm doing 7C, so I won't be joining this course, but this is fabulous. I always love to attend your master classes. And I recommend y'all do 7Cs if y'all join the Oasis School. And also, do you still host the Wednesday weekly meetings?
Yeah, weekly group chat or group coaching. Yes, every Wednesday.
Yeah. And also, I know there's like a Q&A portion, like in the, if you join the school, do you still answer questions that are not related to your latest drop?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, regardless if we're in live classes or not, we do weekly group coaching. We just didn't do it last week, but we're picking back up this Wednesday.
Okay, amazing. Because I wasn't in the Oasis school anymore due to like finance stuff, but there's a lot of great news things
Ashe,
I've heard. So,
awesome.
yes, I'm sharing this from my own new apartment. So
Ashe, congratulations.
thank,
Beautiful.
yeah, there's a way for everybody. Shouts out Dominique. Everything will be well with her. Amen.
Ashe,
I'll
Ashe.
see you.
All right, Flo, did I accidentally skip you? I'm sorry.
Hi, hold on. Hi. So my question was actually, oh, not the blurry screen, child. This is actually crazy. Damn. Well, okay. So my question was actually answered, and I intend to do the work that you named, but I wanted to, oh, it's because of background, but there we go. But I wanted to say thank you because that meditation definitely clarified things very, very quickly. It's crazy how when you look at the pain, everything goes into perspective. But I guess my question is, are you doing one-to-one sessions now? Is that something that you're still doing?
Yes, so if you go on my website, you can see the application for one-on-one sessions. Yes, I am doing one-on-ones right now.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right, I think we have Phasia and then Ida, and then we are gonna close out officially, y'all. Thank y'all for holding tight with me. Go ahead, my love. Nice to see you.
Hello. I know it's been a long time. This is beautiful. I'm very happy to be here. Um, I want to say first that you're just so amazing. We like way back when you were doing readings still, and I got a reading from you, and I moved into more marketing and artsy film photography, and I feel very aligned where I am. I feel like my challenge now is my worthiness when it comes to like what I feel like I deserve. Whether it's like giving rates of doing work or whether from work to either
from work to love and romance. I feel like I'm craving abundance. I'm craving connection, intimacy. And I feel like as I am trying to like speak to myself with these like affirming things, I feel there's a piece of me that feels that I don't deserve these things because I've never witnessed them before, especially when it comes to like love and connection. And I just left someone who was a direct, I feel like he was a direct reflection of what my father was in all the not the best ways. And so as I'm moving to like continue to create and try to like alchemize all the feelings that I'm feeling, I feel there's this really big challenge of just like trying to still love myself and know that I'm going to still attract abundance, love, and connection and all those things. So I find myself in this like tick tock of like, okay, I'm doing work and then I'm like, oh, I'm sad, where I feel this void. It's like a back and forth type of thing that I'm going through, and I'm trying to just remember to pull in the positive, but not the toxic positive and those type of things. So this was, I don't really know where the question lies in here, but if you have any wisdom, I appreciate it.
The wisdom that I would give would be the same thing that we told Kyla. You need to get to the root of why exactly you think that you're deserving of abundance in love and money form. When we're able to ask ourselves, number one, what feeling comes up in the body? Is it moving fast or slow? When is the first time that I felt this way? This allows us to get to the root of a Svadhisthana block. This is what we're dealing with. This is shame. Shame is the energy that blocks.
The womb. Yeah.
Yes, it's the energy of the womb, but this is the Svadhisthana. This is the energy that blocks money and that blocks love on all levels. And so when you're able to get to the root of the shame, then you're able to actually address the problem. Until then, you'll just be working with more of like dull feelings that you don't really know what it is, but it just constantly subconsciously sabotages you. So
yeah,
we do, for y'all who want to go deeper into shame and not so much of the business work, if you tap into Genesis, please, like Genesis goes really deep into this.
Okay.
Genesis goes really deep into this. And as I said, you can get Genesis outright or you can join the Oasis School. You can get all of the things that I've ever taught all for one price, but Genesis goes really deeply into releasing shame. So until you find that root of the shame, then we don't really have anything to work with. We need to get to the root first, and then we can kind of like unravel everything else. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Ida, would you like to end us off? Did you have a question, my love?
Yeah, hi. Thanks so much for everybody for being in this space. Yeah, I had a question when we were doing this meditation, I was in agony, like accessing this crazy memory. And I'm trying to like get onto the business side, but then also the shame is really, really heavy on my spirit and my heart. But like I saw that I need to sing and dance and move my body and sing and dance, and I like disappeared in this moment of like trigger warning, childhood sexual abuse, this memory, and how I disappeared. And then I realized, oh, I turned off the light, like my medicine's my light. And all, I don't know what my question is here, but like what how, like the holding of those emotions, those intense emotions that came up, it's like that emotional regulation is like fragmented at the point of that child that went through that. And it's like I'm an adult child and I'm so ashamed of that there's a part of me that has not grown up, has not developed past that trauma yet. And like I like I'm trying to look for like a parent outside myself, like, oh, to like hold me, to hold all this grief, but like how, like to expand that nervous system. How do I do that? What steps do I take to expand my nervous system to hold all of that?
You answered your own question when you first started talking. You said you saw yourself dancing. You saw yourself moving your body. You saw yourself connecting with your body. You also saw yourself releasing these emotions. You also saw yourself tending to your inner child. You also saw yourself tending to and reigniting your own light. You already answered your own question. That the vision that you saw is exactly what you should do. We already are.
Gag.
There's no better guru than your own Ori. Listen
Gag.
to your Ori.
Not me writing down, I don't know how to tell the truth. I don't know my purpose. I don't know how to be alone. I don't know how to regulate my nervous system. I don't know that. Like, hold up, that's not me.
You know.
I know, that's not me. The little parenthesis really helped. Because I was like, oh my God, I don't know all these things. But then it was like, wait, that's not you.
Yeah. Yes.
Gagarelli.
Ashe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful way to close off, you guys. All right. I love you guys so very much. We start Renaissance next Monday, 5 p.m. EST. Please let me know if you have any questions about that. Of course, this replay will be posted on my YouTube. This has been an incredible masterclass. I feel like they just get better and better every single time I do another one. And it's because of you guys. It's because of your vulnerability. It's because of your truth, your own authenticity. So y'all make these spaces what they are. I appreciate y'all so much. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at contact@yourspiritualmermaid.com. And I'll see y'all next week in Renaissance, okay? Bye, my loves. Love you.